Hello, hello. We meet again. I hope you guys are having a great day today. I'm doing great today, though hoping not to have any outages. Not that it's going to affect this because it's on my phone and my phone has plenty of charge. But during this month, or not even this month, but during this time, like, August, September, the winds can pick up here and we tend to have some outages. Not for very long, but they do happen, and it's kind of like, what happened? So I'm always very careful to have, not careful, but I'm always just aware of, that's not even the word either. I'm just always on top of charging my phone because it's the one thing that I'm like, okay, if the power goes out, yes, there's other things that I need to take care of, but I want to make sure that if I need to call somebody for an emergency or if something, at least my phone is charged and I can do that. Because I normally don't, when we have outages like that, I don't tend to use my phone because obviously I don't want to make the battery life go away. So, but it's always one of those things of, okay, don't open the refrigerator, don't open the freezer. But yes, it's been a great day, was my whole point. And I hope that you guys have been having a great day. This past week, I wanted to just share real quickly before I got into my finished objects that we had this event with the kids, kind of like a little, they're called events, but they're almost like little field trips type of thing. Anyways, it was so awesome because they ended up having some sheep and goat and bunnies that you could just see and pet if you wanted to. It was so awesome because it was my first time holding a lamb, and it was just so exciting because I've gotten close to sheep, and I've gotten close to little lambs, but I've never actually petted them or really held them. And it was just so cool to do the other day. This was the other day. So I'm going to put a picture of me and the little lamb. She was so cute. Her name was a little bit hard to say, so I don't even remember it because it was just kind of hard to say, but super, super cute, and I was so happy. And the kids got to also see the sheep, and I mean, it was pretty cool. It doesn't matter how old you are. I thought it was pretty, it's not just for little kids. It is for adults too. So that was a fun and exciting thing that we did just a couple days ago. And besides that, just the usual stuff. So without further ado, let's get started because I am excited to share my finished objects. So I know last week I kind of had already, it was pretty much almost done. The pocket shawl here, that's right behind me. I pretty much had it done last week. I only needed to sew in the pocket, which I did, and I washed it and blocked it. So I got further than some of my other projects because sometimes I don't even wash and block, but this one I did, and I did take measurements of it so that we kind of knew approximately how long it is and the width, because I do think I made it on the shorter side, and this is going to be definitely for maybe even a teenager, just because it is kind of on the, I feel like it's on the smaller side. But anyways, the measurements ended up being 63 inches long by 18 inches wide. So I think 63 inches is about, isn't it about 5'2"? Because I think I'm 65 inches. No, or am I 75 inches? I probably should have looked at, no, because 60 inches is 5 feet. 12 times 5 is 60. So yeah, it's like 5'2"-ish. Anyways, I'm not in a very math thinking kind of mode here, so we're just gonna not to do that. So yes, so definitely for someone, because I don't know if you remember, I was talking about the whole hands and the pockets. You want your hands to kind of nicely sit in the pockets in a relaxed, I mean, that's how I think I would want the pocket shawl to fit me if it was for me, but just kind of have it nice and relaxed to the side. And someone my height, it's just too short. So I do think it would be for someone definitely around 5 foot, maybe even less. And then of course, depending on how wide you are here, because I'm pretty wide, this dress form, which I know that I had called this mannequin the other time. They're called dress forms, I guess. I totally forgot about that. But anyways, this dress form is also kind of like, it can go the width of me. This is definitely more for larger size. And so it does kind of make it seem like it's a little on the short side even on her. So, but nonetheless, it is done and it is beautiful and I do like it. See the pockets right here. You know, you don't have to use the pockets, like you don't have to, you know, obviously. You could just use it as a scarf or a shawl, like a shawl scarf like. And wrap it around. The only thing I did notice about the yarn I used is that it has alpaca in it, and was it alpaca? Yeah, it was 50%. And I left it up there, of course. Alpaca. Was it alpaca or was it? Yes, I'm pretty sure it is. I'll make sure to make sure to write the correct stuff. And it is kind of like on the fuzzy side. Oh, you mean, I guess you can't really see it on camera. Maybe you can, but I can't really see it on my phone. So it does kind of leave a little bit of shedding. So that's the only thing about this yarn. And oh yeah, I was supposed to say, you know, get comfortable and get yourself some tea or some coffee. I mean, what time is it here? It's almost 2 o'clock here. I brought me some tea this time. I actually haven't had anything to drink on my last videos. And today it was just like, you know, tea sounds good right now. It's been raining over here and chilly, and it's just tea, man. It just sounds good. I made some banana bread the other day too, so I had a slice of that before because I was hungry. So it's like, it is just, I know I'm just totally going on a different subject now, but I know fall does not start till another like couple weeks, like officially start for another couple weeks, but it's almost pretty much here in Alaska. I mean, I'm looking at a tree that we have outside and the leaves are starting to change. So, I mean, I think the sun was just trying to peek through right now. And I'm like, are you serious? I'm trying to film here, you know, record. And every time I come up here, I love it when it's nice and cool in the room. And then every time I come and sit down to talk, it's like, oh, the sun's going to peek through and then it's going to get hot in here. You know, I'm all dressed up in a nice fallish, well, in my style, fallish kind of way. And it's trying to peek out now. I'm starting to get hot. But anyways, still, feel free to get yourself some coffee, some tea, some iced tea. I mean, who knows? Maybe it's hot where you're at. But get comfortable. That was all I was wanting to say. And I meant to say that earlier. And of course, I got so excited that I started talking. So, yes, back to the pocket shawl here. Let me turn her around. So yeah, I was talking about the yarn and how I just noticed that it is kind of like a fuzzier yarn. And I mean, it comes off with a lint roller, and I'm not sure if maybe with the fabric shaver, if it can kind of be taken off most of the way. I'm not sure. Maybe it's nothing that bothers a person. I don't know if it would bother me so much. Maybe if I was going somewhere that I shouldn't have that, but you know, lint rollers are lifesavers. So this is the back. I just wanted to show the back and how it looks. And yeah, I like how it turned out. I just don't know if I would, I guess that's where I was going with it, is that I just don't know if I would use this kind of yarn again for this type of project. Maybe for a sweater it might be different because the sweater, you're wearing a sweater and you might have something underneath, but it won't matter if it's kind of fuzzy a little bit because you're wearing the sweater. So it won't be like this where it's a shirt and then you've got, you know, and then if you were to take it off, you would see it. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, so that is my finished objects. This was it's called Easy Pocket Shawl by Winding Road Crochet. I used Mirasol Wiklla, Wiklla, I might be saying that wrong, in color 2. So there's really no color name, but it's just a very light gray, very smoky gray, light gray. And I will put the approximate measurements. I'm pretty sure, well, it's not really approximate. It was pretty spot on. It was 63 inches by 18 inches. I'm going to put that in the show notes and also link her video because she has a YouTube video on here, as well as I think in her video she even links her blog where she has the pattern and the information for all that. So yeah, that one was fun. So that one's now in the finished objects. So yay. The next one that I am excited about talking about because it was in the works and I was super, super excited about. I started it and I wanted to get it done, and then things got delayed and it just like took a little bit longer than I was wanting to take, is well, I was calling it the granny bag or the granny fanny bag. It's actually called, and of course I didn't write it down, where I got the inspiration from is from Daniisways. That is her main Instagram and channel for her Spanish speaking videos and blogs and all that. Her English one, I believe, is Cj.dsgn, I want to say. Either way, I mostly have seen her in Spanish because I speak Spanish and I'm able to understand. I mean, so I've just known it as Daniisways, so I always use Daniisways. But her inspiration came from there, and I had started it before she had posted her video on her blog, because she had basically said, like, on her Instagram stories, like, you can pretty much use any, you know, granny square that you want, and then you're just going to piece it together. So she had kind of briefly talked about it in her stories at the time when she had first posted it. And so I was calling it granny fanny bag or granny bag. But she called it the retro bag. I think the way she titled it was granny retro bag. Either way, I'll make sure to have the correct info. But and she has her video also linked. I'll link that, and then the blog, she has it linked in her video. So without further ado, I'm like over here talking without really showing you guys. So here is the bag. I just love how it came out. It is so cute, and I didn't do too bad of a job for it being my first bag. Now give me a second, you guys. 1 second. My son over here needs something. 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. So back to the bag. So here I kind of have stuff in there because I wanted you guys to see what it can hold. Obviously, it's not going to hold a ton of things, you know. It's just meant to be like a cute little bag that you take. Maybe you need to run to the store real quickly or run a quick errand and you don't want to take your big bag. So I put some stuff in there, and then the adjustable strap, the strap that pretty much delayed this whole thing, and then it just kind of took a little bit longer than it was supposed to, is here. So I think it's just so cute. I'll do this separately. Maybe I was gonna just kind of wear it in a, you know, it's gonna be over the shoulder, so I might insert another clip in here, possibly. I'm not sure. We'll see. But anyways, what I have in here, so you guys can see what it's holding. And I did go ahead and use the lining that we talked about last time. So I have, well, it's not my phone, it's my son's phone. I had to borrow it, but a phone fits in here. And then I've got my wallet, a chapstick, and a mirror. So those were the 4 things I had in there. There is still a little bit more room left if you wanted to add like a lip gloss, maybe some other smaller items, maybe a small lotion type of thing. But I mean, it does hold enough, like at least the stuff that you need, you know, your car keys, your wallet, and your phone, which are the basic things that you would probably take for a quick little trip somewhere to run an errand. So yeah, I'm really happy with how it came out. There are a couple things that I would probably do a little bit different, but overall I do like the bag, and I really like the colors I picked and the design. So yes, this was a nice little, what am I trying to say? It's just very nice to see that I finished it. Okay, so yes, the yarn I used is Catona, Scheepjes Catona. And I forgot about the colors, but I know I have listed them before, so I'll make sure to list them again, because I think it was like forest, rose wine, or wine something. I'm not even going to try, because let's be honest, I'm not going to remember, and I'm probably going to just say the wrong stuff and then give you bad information. So won't even go there. Yes, so those are my 2 finished objects that had been kind of lying around and should have been done a long time ago, and now they're done. So I'm very happy about that, because I think I've pretty much completed. I don't think I have any more work in progresses lying around. I hope I do not find one lying around. I'm like trying to look in this room, but no, I'm pretty sure that I have finished all my knitted and crochet past items that maybe were sitting around for a little bit too long. Not anything new, but past, because that does happen more often than not. So yes, I mean, that's the thing. Unless it's a custom order, I'm not really, you know, I have more time with the regular things that I'm just wanting to crochet. So custom orders for me are different, and that's more of like, you know, don't forget about this, and I have timelines for that. So none of these were custom orders. They're just more things that I just wanted to make. Okay, so let me get a little bit of tea, because it is kind of like, And hopefully I did not gulp very hard, because if I did, I'm probably going to cut that out. Moving on to my work in progresses. So the first one, I was going to start something small, but I, of course, saw something that was really super cute, and I was like, oh, I need to make that. So it's not very, I don't want to say it's super hard, but it is going to be time consuming, and I was trying not to pick anything that's going to be too time consuming because of the knit along that's coming along, which we'll get into. But I think it's going to be just fine. I think it'll be a good side project for the knit along. And since I started it a couple days ago, I'm not like I'm probably maybe, I'm not even a quarter way done actually thinking about it. But anyways, let me just show you guys so you guys can start seeing what I'm making. So I found this cardigan, a granny square cardigan. And let me pick one that already has the ends weaved in here. So obviously granny square, you're gonna, you know, there's gonna be a ton of ends to be weaved, which is probably the only bad thing about granny squares, because especially if you're switching colors, you know, it just has to have, okay, here's one. There's more than one, because I know I've been kind of, okay, so here's one square. I've been trying to weave in the ends as I go, but not too much, because I also want to just get the squares done. So I'm just kind of going back and forth depending on where I'm at, what I'm doing. Do I have time to, sorry, I thought something was there. I almost thought there was a bug there. You know, so sometimes if I'm in a position where I can just weave in ends, I will. If not, then I just make the squares. But this is the square. These are all my squares, basically. They're all this color, and they're the correct size and everything. And here's like another one, but of course this one has like I said, ends. I don't know who likes to weave in ends. I mean, I think it's great if you love to weave in ends. I do not, so that's why I try to do it either at the same time or just kind of like in between, because if I save these all for the end, I just know I'm gonna just regret it and not like myself. So I have kind of like a half and half. I don't know why I can't. Oh, they're down here. Here they are. But yeah, I have like half done, half not, because like I said, I just kind of pick a time to do that. And so I'm using 5 colors. The pattern is called, I want to say it's called Granny Square Cardigan, but of course I didn't write it down because I don't know why I do that. I write information down so I don't forget, and then I forget still. But it's from Originally Lovely. is the name of the designer, and I saw it on Ravelry, and it happened to be a free pattern, so it's on her website, and I think it is available for purchase if you don't want to have the whole ads and stuff like that, which sometimes I will do, and then other times I don't. It just kind of depends. You know, I have no problem buying patterns. It just is more of a like it just kind of depends on my situation. So I am using, I was trying to get the tags here of the yarn name so that you guys can kind of have just kind of share. So I went with a purple / pinkish theme. I was really trying to go for I feel like this is a pretty good color base almost to like kind of go into fall, but it wasn't so much a seasonal type of thing either, so I decided to go with these colors because I felt like they really went well together. So yes, I mean, anyways, I don't know what I'm trying to say there, but yes, I really like the color. So starting from the middle, that color is something that I'm going to mispronounce, Lelystad. I don't even know. I'm going to try now. Lelystad, L-E. Okay, you know, hello. I could just show you guys. So there we go. So that's the first color that I'm using right here. And it looks pinkish on camera, but it really isn't. It's more like a peachy color. That kind of, you know, I felt like it was a good transition. So here's, no, still kind of looks pink in here, huh? But it's not. The rest are kind of a pink shade. So the next color that I chose, the second color, is called Venlo. That's the second color. The third, and that one's like a dusty rose, like a dusty pink. This third color is called Sittard, which I probably am also saying wrong, but there's the color. And that one's like just like a baby pink. And then the fourth color is Tiel. Yeah. And then that one is like a rose pink. Rose, would I say rose? Not sure, but it's a darker pink. Can't think of how to describe it right now. And then the last color is named Spa, and that one's more of a purple, which I just thought brought everything together without it going too overboard with the pink. Yeah, because I don't know. But anyways, overall, I like how it's coming out. I have to make 92 of these. And I'm not even going to count how many I have, but I know I don't have anywhere near 92, so I have a lot of squares to be making. And yeah, for right now, I think I need 92 for the size that I picked that I was going to make. So yes, this is going to be my work in progress for the next, however long it takes me to finish. And it'll be kind of like a side project as well for the knit along, which let's get into that now. Let me put some of this away. So the knit along starts tomorrow, which I'm very excited. I believe Joji is having a live on YouTube tomorrow. I want to say it was YouTube, not Instagram. Probably both. I wouldn't be surprised if it's both. And it is at 2 p.m. Eastern time, because I know it's going to be 10 o'clock our time. And so I plan on joining in. If you guys are planning on joining in or planning on doing this along, let me know. I'll probably see you there, or maybe in the Ravelry group. I have joined that one as well. So I'm very excited about that. My swatch came out good, like the size and everything. Or at least the measurements she had, everything fit well. I would have liked to use a yarn that was wool or is wool, but I didn't have any here in my studio. So, and I didn't really want to purchase yarn at the moment because one, I really don't need to, and two, it's just I'm trying to use what I have. So I'm going to be using Scheepjes Color Crafter, which is 100% premium acrylic is what they have it listed under. But like I said, I did want to make it out of wool or, you know, something similar, but it's okay. I mean, I can always later down the road do it again because I'll then already know how to make the sweater because I made the sweater once. So I'm planning on using this color called Breda. I mean, that's how I would pronounce it. Breda. It's probably Breda because there's no, yeah, anyways. And this one's definitely, I'm wanting to pick this one because this is definitely more of like a fall vibe color. And it's really just like calling my name. I have this other color right here that I think would also, like right back here. Where am I? Which is also very similar, except this is in superwash merino wool. But it just has that like fall vibe, and I really wanted to use a fall color. And there's another one up here that I would have liked to use too, which is just this color right here. And I think that one's, I'm pretty sure that one's called Russet. And it's such a beautiful color, and I would have liked to use this one. Even, like, I would have paired it with this one as well. Anyways, do you see how I really wanted to use wool? Okay, but it's okay because this color is so, it's very beautiful too. It's got that fall vibe. It's like an in-between of rustic. It reminds me rustic. Oh man, I'm drawing a blank today. I can't describe things today, so I apologize. But yes, this one, and then I was thinking about, because it's very similar to what I was just showing, and then I was planning on pairing it with this color, which is called Burum. Let me show you this one. That color, oh, the glare. Burum. Which is very similar to the two colors I was showing you. And I was thinking this one for the trim. I like I said, I can't, I'm just losing it today. The border of this one, like she had I'll put the picture again to where it was the contrasting colors, because her sleeves towards the end had a different color, and then the bottom of her sweater had a different color. So it would just be like the contrasting color for that. So I'm pretty excited. I have yet to check. The colors might change because I meant to check to see if I was going to even have enough yardage for the main color. I think I will though. I'm not really so much making it for myself, so this is going to be a smaller size. So I may have enough, and if not, I may have to change the colors into something different. So, but we'll see. Hopefully I do have enough colors. So I'm excited about that. So that's going to be my main project that I'll be working on, is the knit along, and along with the cardigan. And hopefully I don't start other things. I mean, unless something pops up and I need to put those on hold, then I you know, like if it was something more custom like or something, then I would put those on hold. But besides that, those are the only two that I plan on working on. And then anything else will probably be sewing related or my other craft related, because let's be real, I'm gonna be having a baby here pretty soon, so I probably shouldn't be starting a ton of things that I probably won't be able to get done. So hopefully with the 3 months that the knit along gives you, that should be enough time for me to finish the sweater, which I'm excited to already see. I'm just excited. You know how you get when you just start a new project or just a project. It's just so much excitement. It's just exciting. It's an exciting time. So that is all I have for you guys today. Very happy to share that with you. And I'm hoping to work on my fall inspiration video. I will be doing one of those. I kind of have already been working on that. I just need to put things to, you know, put everything together, because I think it would be nice to have a more organized kind of, you know, what are you going to make, you know, during these months, Kim, you know, instead of being like, oh, I'm just gonna go all over the place and make whatever. So I am working on that. I've been getting some really great ideas, which I think that's how the whole cardigan thing began, because I did see it and I was like, oh my goodness, this is so cute. I've got to make this. So that's how that probably all started. So yeah. Anyways, yes, I'm done with it. Thank you so much. I hope you guys have a great upcoming week and a great weekend. This will hopefully be up by Thursday, because today is Thursday, and I will hopefully do better than last week, which was ended up being on Friday, because I am trying to get back to that Wednesday day. Unless, you know, another day works better for you, then we can totally meet up on that day instead. So until we meet again, you guys, I'm gonna go, because you know how I like to say my long goodbyes. Bye.